It is a screen.
Okay, now it's streaming. Okay, welcome friends to our interfaith discussion meeting. We have an excellent speaker tonight, and I'd like to just go through some protocols. Um, so there's a number of things that we do when we are here. Um, Principles are based, the principle of this meeting is based on Swindler's idea of primary purpose is to learn. Um, so each participant must come to the dialogue with honesty and sincerity. Dialogue can take place only on the basis of mutual trust, only between equals, and so must come to learn from each other. Uh, Make comments, questions only related to the topic presented in attitude of learning without this discrediting any idea presented. Consult with purity of motive, express our opinion frankly as a contribution towards a common good and without attachment to our own opinions, without belittling others. Um, Show your identifiable name on the screen, which I think everybody has done that. So I just want to read a message from Universal House of Justice, which is important. We read it every time. Whether through deeds or words, the merit of your every contribution to social well-being lies first in your resolute commitment to discover that precious point of unity where contrasting perspectives overlap and around which contending peoples can coalesce. This is from a message of Universal House of Justice 25th 2020, sorry. As I said, we have a great speaker tonight to speak. I will introduce him later after the devotions. So we go and start the devotions. The devotions will start with a music, prayer in music first, and everybody that was allocated to go through according to their numbers to read the readings. Please mute when you are not reading or participating during the meeting and during the devotions.
Oh God, my beloved, my heart's desire. 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 Oh God, my beloved, my heart's desire.
This wisdom, derived from sacred rites and the wisdom of experience, I shall proclaim to thee, leaving nothing unsaid. Among thousands of men, but one maybe will strive for self-perfection, and even among these who have won perfection, crowned but one maybe will come to know me as I really am. Hindu writings.
The teaching which recommends that the work perform with the view of performing one's duty honestly shall bring forth happiness. The teaching which treads mankind to the real knowledge and wisdom and reaching there, O Mazda, is its reward. Zoroastrian writing.
Pina, you are muted. Can you read number 3, please?
Oh,
Yes, number 2. Yes. Oh, this. Okay, this one. Okay, to drink Dhamma and to be serene. Wisdom might delight in the noble Dhamma. Queen will not move rock. Now praise and blame a wise man. The words of the Dhamma flow into him. He is clear and fearful like a take. Sorry, I'm not taking the. It's not coming out. It's coming out from the. Sorry. Okay.
Thou wilt, oh, sorry. Thou wilt guide me with thy counsel, and afterward receive me with glory. Whom have I in heaven but thee? And beside thee I desire none upon earth. My flesh and my heart faileth, but God is the rock of my heart and my portion forever. Jewish writings.
It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Christian writings.
If all the trees that are upon the earth were to become pens, and if God should after that swell the sea into 7 seas of ink, his words would not be exhausted, for God is mighty, wise. Islamic writings.
Dora.
And yet is not the object of every revelation to effect a transformation in the whole character of mankind, a transformation that shall manifest itself both outwardly and inwardly, that shall affect both its inner life and external conditions. For if the character of mankind be not changed, the futility of God's universal manifestations would be apparent. Baha'i writings.
Aloha, friends. I would like to acknowledge and honor the indigenous land and the indigenous people of this land that we have gathered on today. There is widespread acknowledgement that the present day structures of society are ill prepared to address the needs of humanity in its current travails. Much that we widely assumed to be certain and unshakable is being questioned, and the resulting ferment is producing a longing for a unifying vision. The chorus of voices raised in support of oneness, equality, and justice shows how many share these aspirations for their societies. From Risbon Message 2023, Universal House of Justice. We acknowledge and pay respect to the past, to the traditional custodians of this land, the past, present, and future, and the elders of this nation that we call Australia, and the continuation of cultural, spiritual, and educational practices of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. We acknowledge Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander tribes were the first sovereign nations of the Australian continent. The Gadigal of the Eora Nation are the traditional custodians of this place we now call Sydney, and Wongal people are traditional owners of Burwood.
Okay, thank you very much, Caroline, for reading that. And thank you for the friends that read the devotional readings. I'd like to introduce our speaker, today's speaker. The topic is the gems hidden in Baha'u'llah's Tablet of Maqsood, and the prayer themes was guidance. Now, Professor Bijan Samali currently has joined the Center of Infrastructure Engineering at Western Sydney University, but in the past, he was the head of the UTS School of Civil and Environmental Engineering. He has been a volunteer faculty member for the Baha'i Institute for Higher Education and has a Doctor of Science degree from George Washington University, USA. Professor Samali served as a member of the National Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Australia for 18 years before retiring. So now I would like to welcome Professor Bijan Samali to put her any slides that he has and share with us this talk.
Thank you very much, dear Amajan, and it's a wonderful opportunity, and I'm very pleased and privileged to be with you and share, in my opinion, one of the most important and seminal writings of Baha'u'llah. There is so much gems in this single tablet that I truly believe if Baha'u'llah only revealed this tablet and nothing else, his station as the manifestation of God for this time and age would have been already confirmed. So I would like to perhaps share this first.
No. Just have to go back to the base here.
On the bottom of the screen, should you share?
We have it, but then it's just we are getting yourself as well. Just go for this. That's it. There. Okay.
Okay, so the title of the talk is.
We can't see it. Yes.
You have to share the window that.
No, we can't see it. Hold on a second first, because this is Vision's laptop had a bit of an issue today. And then you're actually trying to get that. So let's see if you just to minimize yourself here for the time being. Okay, now we go. Okay, we're set.
Yes, we can see it. But if you make it
Yeah, we're just gonna.
presenter screen, is at presenter screen. Yeah,
Yes, I assume
Perfect.
everyone can see it now. The title is Gems Hidden in the Tablet of Mahsud by Baha'u'llah, and we like to give a little bit of a preamble to the tablet itself. Beloved Guardian Shoghi Effendi has named 9 tablets, including Tablet of Mahsud, as the supplements to the Most Holy Book. They include questions and answers of Baha'u'llah, which was the questions posed to Baha'u'llah by Zain al-Magharibin on behalf of the Friends. Tablet of Ishraqat, splendors, Bisharat, glad tidings, Tarazat, ornaments, Tajalliyat, effulgences, Kalamat Ferdowsiyeh, for the words of paradise, Loh Aqdas, most holy tablet, Loh Dunya, tablet of the world, and tablet of Maqsud. It's called tablet of Maqsud because it has been revealed for Maqsud, who was one of the friends, and he wrote to Baha'u'llah and asked some questions, and Baha'u'llah honored him with his mercy and presented him with this tablet. The tablet was revealed in Akka on 20th of January 1882, 10 years before the passing of beloved Baha'u'llah, Blessed Beauty, during his 4th and final exile of Baha'u'llah. And he, in 1882, was in Bachi in his last 13 years of earthly life. This Mirza Maqsud was one of the Baha'is who resided in Damascus, in Syria, at the time of Baha'u'llah. Was a response to 2 letters that he sent to the Blessed Beauty, including some poems as well, praising Baha'u'llah. Many sections of this weighty tablet were translated and included by beloved Guardian Shoghi Effendi in the gleanings from the writings of Baha'u'llah, which you can either read those or the tablet itself, which is in a volume called Tablets of Baha'u'llah Revealed After the Kitab-i Aqdas. It's also on the Baha'i Library. The style of the tablet is important because out of respect, the Baha'is, rather than addressing Baha'u'llah directly, would write to his amanuenses, Mirza Agha Jan, surnamed Servant of God, or another one, Servant in Attendance. And the reply would be in the form of a letter from Mirza Agha Jan quoting words of Baha'u'llah. But we should remember that, in fact, the whole tablet was entirely by Baha'u'llah. So whenever you read in the tablet that the great being saith, implies that Mirza Agha Jan is saying that Baha'u'llah said this. But the whole thing is from Baha'u'llah. So that is rare, but it's in some of the writings of Blessed Beauty that the style has been used. Even those who seems is from Agha Jan is not actually from Agha Jan. The sacred scripture revealed by Baha'u'llah, it is the entire tablet. The tablet of Maqsud is one of the tablets in this form and style. Okay, so we start with some themes, and I've identified several themes. You will see at the end how much gems are in this tablet and how much of it is very much applicable to this time and age and the sufferings of humanity. The first topic, and it's in order of the tablet itself. So these headings or themes I've identified are in that order. I would also ask some of you to help me to read, so my voice also can carry for extended period. But I will read first few myself, and then maybe ask friends to help me with reading some of the quotes. The first is about progressive revelation, where Baha'u'llah says, "He hath in every age and cycle, in conformity with his transcendent wisdom, sent forth a divine messenger to revive the dispirited and despondent souls within the living waters of his utterance. One who is indeed the expounder, the true interpreter, inasmuch as man is unable to comprehend that which hath streamed forth from the pen of glory and is recorded in his heavenly books." By the way, before I read the rest, every time you see either something underlined or bolded, it's my way of emphasizing. Obviously, they don't exist in the original translations or original tablet. Then Baha'u'llah goes on to say, "Men at all times and under all conditions stand in need of one to exhort them, guide them, and to instruct and teach them." So the necessity of manifestations and progressive revelation, that at any time you do need these people, these messengers, is clearly identified in this quote. The next one is the importance of education. This is something that all Baha'i teachers know very well. From the time of teaching the scripture and Baha'i classes, where Baha'u'llah defined man as a supreme talisman. Man is the supreme talisman. Lack of a proper education had, however, deprived him of that which he doth inherently possess. Through a word proceeding out of the mouth of God, he was called into being. By one word more, he was guided to recognize the source of his education. By yet another word, his station and destiny were safeguarded. The great being saith, "Regard man as a mine, rich in gems of inestimable value. Education can alone cause it to reveal its treasures and enable mankind to benefit therefrom." So the importance of education, again, is one of the themes that Baha'u'llah has highlighted in this very mighty and weighty tablet. The next theme is about unity of mankind through divine revelation, which is the purpose of divine revelation, is to unite mankind. And as we can see, friends, the world is completely going in the opposite direction with everything that you hear and read. It's anything but united. And it's in the hands of the Baha'is, through the transforming power of the faith and the writings, to reverse this. On this topic, the Blessed Beauty says, "If any man were to meditate on that which the scriptures sent down from the heaven of God's holy will have revealed, he would readily recognize that their purpose is that all men shall be regarded as one soul, so that the seal bearing the words The kingdom shall be God's, may be stamped on every heart, and the light of divine bounty of grace and mercy may envelop all mankind. Yeah, maybe I asked dear Ahmad to read the next one, but let me just give the theme. The theme is the manifestation of God is independent of all, is not dependent on anything that people think. So if I could ask dear Ahmad to read this page.
Yeah, sure. The one true God, exalted be his glory, had wished nothing for himself. The allegiance of mankind profiteth him not, neither doeth its perversity harm him. The bird of the realm of utterance voiceth continually this call. All things have I will for thee and thee too, for thine own sake.
Very beautiful passage. Basically, Paul is telling us that our good words or acts and deeds is only profiting us and in turn the world. It's not profiting the manifestation. And perversity also doesn't harm him. And he says that I've wanted everything for you and even you for yourself. So that emphasizes how important is every one of us and our role in fulfilling the vision of the faith. Paula has also mentioned about the condition of the world, which is familiar to us. Of course, it's not in this one, it's in the Most Holy Book where Paula talks about that the world equilibrium has been upset by coming of this faith. But let's see what he has said about the current condition of the world. And if I may ask dear Caroline to maybe read this one.
Behold the disturbances which for many a long year have afflicted the earth, and the perturbation that hath seized its peoples. It hath either been ravaged by war or tormented by sudden and unforeseen calamities. Though the power is encompassed with misery and distress, yet no man hath paused to reflect what the cause or source of that may be. Whenever the true counselor uttered a word in admonishment, lo, they all denounced him as a mover of mischief and rejected his claim. How bewildering, how confusing is such behavior. No two men can be found who may be said to be outwardly and inwardly united.
Thank you. I underlined the last two lines because Baha'u'llah is not exaggerating. You might say, well, how could that be possible? Is Baha'u'llah exaggerating? But no. He says, no two men can be found who may be said to be outwardly and inwardly united. So there is a surface unity everywhere and polite unity, but the real unity is not there. And that's what Baha'u'llah is saying. And he also mentioned about calamities and wars. Well, we are right in the middle of them. As a starter, Venezuela, we had a major calamity, natural one, of course, form of a major earthquake. And for years, we are having wars in Ukraine and Gaza and Holy Land. And as if it was not enough, then Iran also joined the gang. And we have now many, many players in the world who dream and want nothing but disturbance and war around the world. And that's what Paula is talking about and wants to stop. Okay, the next theme is invitation to harmony and union. Maybe gets dear Siva to read this one, if I may. You are muted, Sibu.
Okay, let me read. Harmony and union. The evidence of discord and malice are apparent everywhere. Though all were made for harmony and union, the great being said, O well-beloved one, the tabernacle of unity had been raised. Regard ye not one another as strangers. Ye are the fruits of one tree, and the leaves of one branch. We cherish the hope that the light of justice may shine upon the world, and the sanctity from finery. Sanctify it from finery.
From tyranny, yes, thank you. Great. So the next one, Paula talks to the kings and rulers of the world. And the question is, how can rulers of the world bring about justice? Are they capable? Are they willing? Let's see what Paula has said. Shukra-Jan, can I ask you kindly to maybe read this one? And you are mute, please unmute yourself.
If the rulers and kings of the earth, the symbols of the power of God, exalted be his glory, arise and resolve to dedicate themselves to whatever will promote the highest interest of the whole of humanity, the reign of justice will assuredly be established amongst the children of men, and the effulgence of its light will envelop the whole earth.
Thank you. It's interesting. Paul, in his writings, has spoken about the rulers majority of time in good light, and says they are the symbols of the power of God. And I think he's telling them also, it's my words, that okay, you are the power of God, the symbols of power of God. Get on with it. Use it. Arise and resolve and dedicate yourselves to whatever promotes the highest interest of the whole humanity, not just your own people, your own countries. And if you do that, what happens? Then reign of justice can be established. Maybe I read this one. In another passage, he had written, "Take heed, O concourse of the rulers of the world. There is no force on earth that can equal in its conquering power the force of justice and wisdom." Interesting, those two together. I verily affirm that there is not and had never been a host more mighty than that of justice and wisdom. Blessed is the King who marcheth with the ensign of wisdom unfurled before him, and the battalions of justice massed in his rear. The next theme is the requirements for world stability and order. Can I, maybe Manir Khanum, are you happy to read this one? Or you are not in a position? Okay. Pina, can you
Yes,
read?
yes.
Would you mind?
This one? Okay.
Yes,
Requirements for world stability and order. The
yes.
great beings say the structure of the world, stability and order have been reared upon and will continue to be sustained by the twin pillars of reward and punishment. And another connection he had uttered the power and the eloquent tongue. Just hath a mighty force at its command. It is none other than reward and punishment for the need of men. By the power of this force, the tabernacle of order is established throughout the world, causing the wicked to retrain their natures for fear of punishment.
Thank you. One of the elements in the world that is responsible for crumbling is that people who do good work do not get rewarded or acknowledged. And those who don't also don't get punished. When I was putting this presentation together, one thing I noticed, which you may or may not have also noticed, that Paul talks about reward and punishment for the deeds of men, not words of men. Because word is cheap. Anybody can say good things or bad things. Paul says society should shape itself by rewarding and punishing the deeds of men. So the action. The actions are good, you acknowledge it with reward. If the actions are horrible, then you punish the person, but not what they claim or what they say. Vasanta, would you like to kindly maybe read this one, which is the prerequisites of the peace and tranquility of the world?
The great being, wishing to reveal the prerequisites of the peace and tranquility of the world and the advancement of its people, had written, the time must come when the imperative necessity for the holding of a vast and all-embracing assemblage of men will be universally realized. The rulers and kings of earth must needs attend it, and participating it in deliberations must consider such ways and means as will lay foundations of the world's great peace amongst men.
Yes, the great peace, the golden age, is upon us, and it's the work of the Baha'is. Okay, in order to also make sure that we cover as much as we can, I'm going to not explain too much. Can we get...
Santa also.
Yes, Santa, would you like to read the next one, this one?
Such a peace demanded that the great powers should resolve for the sake of the tranquility of the peoples of the earth to be fully reconciled among themselves. Should any king take up arms against another, all should unitedly arise and prevent him. If this be done, the nations of the world will no longer require any armaments except for the purpose of preserving the security of their realms and of maintaining eternal order within their territories. This will ensure the peace and composure of every people, government, and nation. We fain hope that the kings and rulers of the earth, the mirrors of the gracious and almighty name of God, may attain unto this station and shield mankind from the onslaught of tyranny.
Thank you. Again, we are going completely in the opposite directions. Paolo says we shouldn't have arms except for the management of our internal affairs, police, and things like that. But where the world is going, buying, selling, making billions and billions of dollars, submarines, drones, rockets, not mention nuclear warheads, and so on. And there's an absolute race to see who can make it more and worse. And the other very important thing is that there is very tyrants in the world, these kings, and Paul says that they should not be left alone to do whatever they like. And then he says, should any king take up arms against another, all should unitedly arise and prevent him. And that supposedly is the mandate of the United Nations. But its internal structure and the vetoing powers and so forth has made it completely unable to fulfill its mandate. Okay, one of the major, if you like, social laws of blessed beauty is the universal language and script. And is Sarah would like to read this? Sarah Khanum? No, you are with us?
Maybe Farhad.
Farhad? Yes, Farhad, do you want to read this one?
You mean me? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Language and script. Among the things which are conducive to unity and concord and will cause the whole earth to be regarded as one country is that the diverse language be reduced to one language, and in like manner the scripts used in the world be confined to a single script. It is incumbent upon all nations to appoint some men of understanding and erudition to convene a gathering and through joint consultation choose one language from among the varied existing language or create a new one to be taught to the children in all the schools of the world.
Thank you. Majijan, do you want to read the next one yourself? Now that you're here.
The day is approaching when all the peoples of the world will have adopted one universal language and one common script. When this is achieved, to whatsoever city a man may journey, it shall be as if he were entering his own home. These things are obligatory and absolutely essential. It is incumbent upon every man of insight and understanding to strive to translate that which hath been written into reality and action.
Yes. Next one. World civilization. Let me read this one, is short. World civilization was the citizenship. Sorry, not civilization. We have a civilization, but this is citizenship. My apologies. World citizenship. That one indeed is a man who today dedicated himself to the service of the entire human race. The great being saith, blessed and happy is he that ariseth to promote the best interests of the peoples of and kindreds of the earth. In another passage, he had proclaimed, it is not for him to pride himself who loveth his own country, but rather for him who loveth the whole world. The earth is but one country, and mankind its citizens. I highlighted this because it's a quote that almost every Baha'i should know as a condition of their membership of the Baha'i faith, perhaps. Yeah, so commonly used. The next thing is the fundamental purpose of religion. Why do we even have one? Caroline, John, do you want to go back to you and maybe do a second round?
Sure. The great being saith, O ye children of men, the fundamental purpose animating the faith of God and his religion is to safeguard the interests and promote the unity of the human race, and to foster the spirit of love and fellowship amongst men. Suffer it not to become a source of dissension and discord, of hate and enmity. This is the straight path, the fixed and immovable foundation. Whatsoever is raised on this foundation, the changes and chances of the world can never impair its strength, nor will the revolution of countless centuries undermine its structure.
Okay, so very quickly, to safeguard the interests and promote the unity of the human race and to foster the spirit of love and fellowship amongst men is the main objective of religion, which has to be built on a solid and fixed foundation so it doesn't crumble easily. Then Blessed Beauty goes on to say, our hope is that the world's religious leaders and the rulers thereof will unitedly arise for the reformation of this age and the rehabilitation of its fortunes. Let them, after meditating on its needs, take counsel together. Consultation, so important. And through anxious and full deliberation, administer to a diseased and sorely afflicted world the remedy it requireth. So speaking of consultation, it's equally and mainly covered in this tablet as well, where Paula says, the great being saith, the heaven of divine wisdom is illumined with the two luminaries of consultation and compassion. We don't have time to actually dissect it a little bit, but why consultation goes with compassion? Use your imagination for now. But why Paula is using sometimes two words? Consultation we know, but why we have to have compassion as well? What's the relationship? Then he goes on to say, take ye counsel together in all matters, inasmuch as consultation is the lamp of guidance, which leadeth the way and is the bestower of understanding. I think we tell each other this, and it's a very famous proverb in Persian as well, but Baha'u'llah also emphasizes it, that whatever we do or say, we should see the end at the beginning. Otherwise, we regret. Very simply says, at the outset of every endeavor, it is incumbent to look to the end of it. Is it something we really want to do, for example? What would happen if I don't do it, or do it this way or that way? We should not only look at the meter in front of us, but the kilometers ahead. What should be taught to the children and people of the earth? Is it science, religion, physics, chemistry, mathematics? What? Amajan, do you want to read this one?
Yeah, sure. Of all the arts and sciences, set the children to studying those which will result in advantage to man, will ensure his progress and elevate his rank. The great being said, the learned of the day must direct the people to acquire those branches of knowledge which are of use, that both the learned themselves and the generality of mankind may derive benefits therefrom. Such academic pursuits as being an end in words alone have never been and will never be of any worth. The majority of Persia's learned doctors devote all their lives to the study of a philosophy, the ultimate yield of which is nothing but words.
So whatever we study or teach the children has to be applicable. I think Paul is emphasizing that we should teach applicable and useful things, which includes traits and arts and skills. It's not all about being able to solve a numerical and difficult partial differential equation. Okay. Need for moderation, so important. Pina, would you like to do that? And then Dora, we haven't heard from you yet because I haven't asked you, but maybe after Pina, we go to Dora for the next one.
It is incumbent upon them who are in authority to exercise moderation in all things, whatsoever passeth behind the limit of moderation will cease to exert and beneficial influence. Consider, for instance, such things as ability, civilization, and the like. However, much men of understanding may favorably regard them, they will, if carried exists, excise pernicious things crass upon them.
Thank you. Paul says moderation in all things, not in some things, including liberty. How much liberty should be given to people? Unlimited or with moderation, civilization, and so on? Dora, would you like to read the next one?
Okay. Wisdom. The great being said, the tongue of wisdom proclaim, he that at me not is bereft of all things. Baha'u'llah, our guiding light, turning ye away from all that is on earth and seek none else but me. I am the son of wisdom and the version of knowledge. I cheer the faint and revive the dead. I am the guiding light that illumines the way. I am the royal falcon on the arm of the Almighty. I unfold the drooping wings of every broken bird and study on its flight.
Thank you. Again, this is a beautiful quote that was put to music beautifully several years ago and became very popular amongst the Baha'is. Let me read the wisdom one more time. Baha'u'llah says, he that hath me not, if we don't put Baha'u'llah in the center of our lives, then he says, is bereft of all things, doesn't have anything. So basically, very simply, Baha'u'llah says, if you don't have me, you don't have anything. You can think you have got things, but in reality, you don't. Okay, we go to the next one. And we asked dear Shukuvajan to read the next two because it's a bit short, this one. Tolerance and righteousness.
Yes, tolerance and righteousness. He saith, the heaven of true understanding shineth resplendent with the light of two luminaries, tolerance and righteousness. O my friend, vast ocean lie enshrined within this brief saying. Blessed are they who appreciate its value, drink deep therefrom, and grasp its meaning, and woe betide the heedless.
This one as well.
Reconciliation. At present, the light of reconciliation is dim in most countries, and its radiance extinguished, while the fire of strife and disorder has been kindled and is blazing fiercely. Two great powers that who regard themselves as the founders and leaders of civilization and the farmers of consultation have risen up against the followers of the faith.
Two great powers, Paul is referring to the Ottoman Empire and the Persian Empire. The two great powers regard themselves as the founders, but they have been the cause of lack of reconciliation for the humanity. And of course, that has extended to current leaders as well. I read this one, a short one. Two eyes of the body for mankind, the great being saith, the man of consummate learning and the sage, I mean again, people of immense knowledge, and the sage endowed with penetrating wisdom are the two eyes to the body of mankind. God willing, the earth shall never be deprived of these two greatest gifts. So who are the gifts? What are these gifts? The man of consummate learning, people who know, and the sage, and those who again are wise. Yes, wise the best word. So people who are wise and people who are knowledgeable, if we eliminate them, which some countries have done or are doing, then we will be deprived of everything. And Paul was praying, God willing, that the earth shall never be deprived of these two. Vasanta, would you like to this one, please?
Security and tranquility. O my friend, in all circumstances, one should seize upon every means which will promote security and tranquility. Among the peoples of the world, the great being said, in this glorious day, whatever will purge you from corruption and will lead you towards peace and composure is indeed the straight path. Please God, the peoples of the world may be led as the results of the high endeavors exerted by their rulers and the wise and the learned amongst men to recognize their best interests. How long will humanity persist in its waywardness? How long will injustice continue? How long is the chaos and confusion to regain amongst men? How long will discord agitate the face of society?
So Paul is asking many questions and put it to us. How long? And everything which is mentioned here, we are suffering as a worldwide community from these ills. Injustice, waywardness, chaos, confusion. They're all there. You can see it every day. Ashran, do you want to read this one?
This humble servant is filled with wonder, inasmuch as all men are endowed with the capacity to see and hear, yet we find them deprived of the privilege of using these faculties. This servant hath been prompted to pen these lines by virtue of the tender love he cherisheth for thee. The winds of despair are, alas, blowing from every direction, and the strife that divided and afflicted the human race is daily increasing. The signs of impending convulsions and chaos can now be discerned, inasmuch as the prevailing order appeared to be lamentably defective. I beseech God, exalted be his glory, that he may graciously awaken the people of the earth may grant that the end of their conduct may be profitable unto them, and aid them to accomplish that which beseemeth their station.
Okay, friends, we have 15 minutes to go, and I have about 5 or 6 other slides to show you. But to respect the time and everything, I'd like to propose a couple of options. One option is if there is going to be a lot of questions and people can indicate that, we'll stop here and ask for comments and questions. If you think the quotes are self-explanatory and there is not much need for questions, we could go through those remaining slides and finish. And of course, if we could potentially extend by 5 minutes, that would also help, but I'll leave it to the organizers.
We normally finish at 8:30, but we got another 15 minutes or so. Maybe you go through those 6, and then we shorten this discussion if you like to.
Also, we
We
can
always sometimes
extend the
gone
time.
longer.
Okay, go to the next one then. Caroline, John, do you want to read this one, please?
Station of mankind. Were man to appreciate the greatness of his station and the loftiness of his destiny, he would manifest naught save goodly character, pure deeds, and a seemly and praiseworthy conduct. If the learned and wise men of goodwill were to impact guidance unto the people, the whole earth would be regarded as one country. Verily, this is the undoubted truth. This servant appealeth to every diligent and enterprising soul to exert his utmost endeavor and arise to rehabilitate the conditions in all regions and to quicken the dead with the living waters of wisdom and utterance, by virtue of the love he cherisheth for God, the one, the peerless, the Almighty, the Beneficent.
Then continue, please. The next one as well, if you don't mind.
Sure. No man of wisdom can demonstrate his knowledge save by means of words. This showeth the significance of the word, as is affirmed in all the scriptures, whether of former times or more recently. For it is through its potency and animating spirit that the people of the world have attained so eminent a position. Moreover, words and utterances should be both impressive and penetrating. However, no word will be infused with these two qualities unless it be uttered wholly for the sake of God and with due regard unto the exigencies of the occasion and the people.
Okay, Caroline, then continue and finish this section. It's still about the utterance.
The great being saith, human utterance is an essence which aspireth to exert its influence and needeth moderation. As to its influence, this is conditional upon refinement, which in turn is dependent upon hearts which are detached and pure. As to its moderation, this has to be combined with tact and wisdom as prescribed in the Holy Scriptures and tablets.
Okay, I think there is a couple more left, but I think I wanted to make sure that we covered this. With everyone's permission, we do one more and ask Shugwejan and then we stop. I think we have 37 slides or so, but the last couple probably are okay, but if we cover what we have done so far, I think that should be adequate. And we can always, of course, refer to the tablet itself. So Shugwejan, as a good conclusion, could you read this page and we finish after that?
Sure, every word is endowed with a spirit. Therefore, the speaker or expounder should carefully deliver his words at the appropriate time and place. For the impression which each word maketh is clearly evident and perceptible. The great being saith, one word may be likened unto fire, another unto light, and the influence which both exert is manifest in the word. Therefore, an enlightened man of wisdom should primarily speak with words as mild as milk, that the children of men may be nurtured and edified thereby and may attain the ultimate goal of human existence, which is the station of true understanding and nobility.
Thank you very much. It's so important. I wanted to make sure we cover this. Each word is endowed with the spirit.
Mhm.
You have to be very careful with our words. And Abdullah has also many passages about the sword of the tongue, that its impact on the body will never heal, whereas the sword, the physical sword, it will heal. And I'm sure some of us have experienced, I have experienced, somebody said something nasty 40 years ago, and every word I still remember. But in the past 40 years, I may have fallen down, beat my head to the wall, get injured. None of them I remember. Because that's the way human utterance and word is designed to go from one extreme to another extreme. And of course, moderation in the middle. On that note, yes, and something, our words should be as mild as milk. Milk is very soft and nurturing and nutritious, so we should be like that. On this note, I'd like to express my thanks and appreciation, first of all, to the organizers, Vasanta and Ahmad, and who else? I don't know this group as well as I should.
Colin.
And also thank all the readers who helped me to also read beautifully. And we allow maybe 10 minutes for questions as we have time left.
Thank you, Bijay Khan, for that beautiful talk. And really, that tablet is the mandate for well-being and society building. So
Absolutely.
I open the meeting for discussion and any ideas that you have or any interesting thing you would like to talk about it. Just raise your hand electronically, and then I will see it and I will let you to start. Just before people would do that, it's interesting for me that you can see, as you said, he uses two words every time in every passage, like fire and light, or different principles. He uses two words, twin words, to balance it, reward and punishment. So do you see this in all writings of Baha'u'llah?
Not really. This particular tablet is very rich on that. There are a few others, but this sort of contrasting, not contrasting, but complementary words or a specific feature of this particular tablet. And you can, in fact, I have done some studies myself and also shared with the friends, the fact that there is a reason we have to discover why these two words have been used. Consultation and compassion. What's the relationship between compassion and consultation? Or is it random? They are not random, but we have to maybe, but that's a big session on its own.
Sure. Oh, yeah, Shikufa Khanum, you go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Bijan John, for such a meaningful and beautiful session that you had. I'm just going back to the words that Ahmad mentioned about reward and punishment. He mentioned about the vast of the two words, but you underlined that it's the reward and punishment is for the deeds, not the words. This is something that I myself always miss. That part of it is always reward and punishment. So I'm very thankful to you that you mentioned that this is something that opens a much bigger door. Thank you.
You are quite welcome, and thank you for your nice and supportive comments. But when you look at the words, actually, sometimes the reverse is true. Someone is emotional or says something nonsense, attacks a monarch by words, bad words, and they take them and cut their head. They haven't done anything, they have just said a few things. And the reverse is also true. Some people go through very bad deeds of corruption and bribery and this and that, and they're praised and get away with it. But Paul is telling us that make sure that the deeds of people are scrutinized, but the words doesn't matter. Paul says also it's the property of everyone, the words.
Thank you.
This is so clear for what's happening in Iran. People that do corruption, they get rewards, and simple people like Baha'is that are doing nothing and are good to the country, and they are punished with 25 years of imprisonment. It's so crazy at the moment.
The world is at the
Sorry, Bishop, we lost you.
Sorry, I was saying that that's the way the world is going, but there is certainly light at the end of the tunnel, and as somebody said, and it's not an incoming train, so it will be the world. The world has no choice but to embrace the cause of God. Otherwise, it will not exist. It's very simple.
Yes.
Vasanta, please, and of course, we still have a couple of minutes left.
Thank you very much, Bishan, for this. Is a very good topic for this group, because we talk about unity and peace, and this gives all the steps that are necessary for peace and unity. The thing is, not many of us, not many people know about this tablet, and it is relevant covers all the main principles of the Baha'i faith. It's just justice, peace, progressive revelation, and it's really good. And also, I am very curious to know what the consultation and compassion, if you can just tell them brief, if you can. Otherwise, we will leave it for another time if you could.
Okay, I would suggest maybe we can bundle these, and I'll have another session in a few weeks' time to go through and explore some of the sections of the same tablet. And I'm quite also happy to share a PDF version of this presentation, send it to Vasanta, and then you can share it around. There is no copyright. Copyright is Baha'u'llah's copyright. and we then can talk about a little bit, maybe about some other writings that support some of these themes. But we can maybe do a supplementary or complementary session later on.
We have a forum. It would be lovely if you could share your presentation, sorry, with Vasanta or Colleen, so that they can put it into the forum so everybody else that didn't come tonight.
Sure, why not? It's sitting here. I just make it a PDF.
Yes.
The only reason I do that because it's holy writings. I wanted to make sure that nobody can edit it. Because if somebody takes a word by accident, then it is not necessarily a good thing. So I make it a PDF so it's safe and secure, and then send it to Vasanta to share around.
Yeah, and it would be lovely if you can come back and do another talk, maybe complementary to this talk.
Of course, more than happy.
Something that came to my mind before I get Mashi to say something, that it would be lovely to list all these twin words in a row, and that would maybe clear up what we have to do in our, in our lives. That would be nice if you can do that for the next time or something. Okay, Mashi Khan, I'm sorry. Your turn.
Thank you. Actually using Bijan's mic here, so there wouldn't be any echo.
Sorry,
I
we
just
can't hear you. Can you come closer, maybe?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes,
I jumped to this room so I can actually be here as well. Just that I think one thing that we should actually clearly say, like not necessarily all the double words or attributes that has been written or used in the writings are opposites, like what we actually said, for example, light and darkness, perhaps, because there are many of them. And sometimes one is complementary to the other one. And sometimes is actually one, for example, what it was mentioned by dear Vasanta, noticing in this writing that Baha'u'llah is talking about consultation and compassion. So compassion is within the consultation. And, we have actually talked about this in another platform, that what is the purpose of consultation in the Baha'i writings, that, in practice, that when we consult is as a result of the consultation. Of course, we all know that there might be opposite ideas and opinions, but then the clash of these opinions actually bring forth an idea that it would be useful and the beneficial one, that one can actually go on with. But having that notion in mind, the compassion that it's practiced and constantly, perhaps I can just say, the gem of compassion that it's constantly being touched and cleared during the consultation, that is what Baha'u'llah wants to happen. Meaning that one actually shows that love and compassion itself to the purpose of the idea that it's uttered from another person. However, I may not agree with that, but then with love and compassion, we hear it. Because it's very important that in the consultation, we, as human, we hear the other person, and that letting that utterance to come out. Because many a times we have sat around consultation table, but we may not have that patience or compassion to hear, because we have an idea, we have an answer that we think that's the result. But I actually, many a time, I felt like what Baha'u'llah said about consultation, and if there is no compassion or even patience, that we do not get to the result that the end should be. So I see it with a lot of wisdom that Baha'u'llah actually put it there for us. Anyhow, I thought probably I'd just share that because Vasanta touched on it, and I thought just this is a vast area, of course. Thank you for that, Ahmadjan.
My take for the compassion is that don't go into heated consultation.
Yep.
Be fair, be just when you have consultation.
Yes. Can I also add that it's all interconnected? The Baha'u'llah talks about consultation and compassion, and then later on, because consultation is through words, isn't it? We talk about it. And then he immediately talks about the prerequisites and conditions of the word. Harsh word or like milk. Then they are connecting themes. They are not random themes. So we go from one to the other. And if you have the compassion, you cannot speak harshly, because that's, Paul says that that's not the way. Next, be like milk. He's telling us how to behave. So I guess is always interrelated.
Okay. Normally at this stage, we ask the people that haven't spoken to talk as well or ask questions. So Pino, Caroline, Siva, if you have anything, or Santa, just Sarah as well, Farhad, if you have anything to say to complement the discussion, please do so. And go for another 5 minutes, maybe. So if there's no more talking and discussion, perhaps we can close for the day. We normally finish at 8:30. We just gone over it. So I have to thank Professor Mali again for that presentation. Really is important, this tablets of Maqsood, and we should really study well. And I'm sure this is interesting for non-Baha'is as well, if there's
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, Bidan, and thank you, Masjid, for